Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Thank you for joining us on a Sunday morning. The Transatlantic Housewives of YouTube are at it again with an Easter challenge, and Karen from Geordie Grandma has challenged me to make an Easter cake. Now, I spent quite a while, I would say at least 3 hours on Pinterest the other evening, looking at different cakes and trying to come up with a recipe that I would like to make. I finally found a cake and then realised it needed about 20 different ingredients and it was going to cost an absolute fortune, so I'm going to cheat. I went to Target and I bought this funfetti cake, and this cost me $1.99. Now, the other cake that I found required 9 eggs. I think it was 4 full eggs and 5 egg yolks. No, that was going to work out to be quite an expensive cake, so I'm going to make this happy, cheerful Easter cake and share some fun Easter facts along the way. So of course, with these box cakes, you can make them several different ways. You can do it like a sheet cake, 2 9-inch rounds, 2 8-inch rounds, 24 cupcakes, or a bundt cake. And I've got a bundt tin here, so I'm going to do that. I'm probably going to regret this because I always find trying to ice the centerpiece always ends up a disaster, so we'll see how this goes. It also says heat the oven to 350. My oven seems to cook a little low, so I've put it on 355, and hopefully I'll just keep an eye on it and hopefully it won't burn. So the first thing is to grease the pan, and I use this, and I can't stand the smell of this. It seems to go everywhere, so I've opened up the kitchen window just to give it a good spray and let the residue air out, because yeah, it seems to go everywhere. Okay, so this cake mix does require 1 cup of water, half a cup of oil, and it still requires 3 eggs, blimey. However, you can do some substitutions with this. Instead of the oil, you can do half a cup of unsweetened apple juice, applesauce, not juice, applesauce, or substitute eggs for 1/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt or half a cup of egg substitute. That's all getting a little bit difficult for me. Bacon's not my thing, so I'm just going to stick with the first set of instructions. Otherwise, this will be a disaster. Okay, so I've allowed this to cool. Now, this is where usually things start to go wrong. I'm going to try and take it out of the tin and put it onto this cake plate. I think we got this as part of one of our wedding presents. It hasn't risen very much. Now, it shouldn't stick because I did spray a really healthy amount of that Pam spray. So let's just how do I do this? How have I done this in the past? Okay. Now, I did just buy that really cute little green cake stand, but I think this is too big for that, so I'll just plunk it on here. All right, it's still just ever so slightly warm. I would like to just pop in and say that this video is in collaboration with the Transatlantic Housewives of YouTube, and let me introduce you. We are all 4 British friends that have found each other through YouTube and have been collaborating every Sunday for the last year. I will include their channels in my description box, so after watching this video, please pop over to their channels and see what they were challenged with. Let me introduce to you Tina, Maree and Karen. Please take a screenshot and share with your friends. Tina from Tina's Talk Time, Maree from Maree Crocker, and Karen, Geordie Grandma. So I've gone for the yellow vanilla frosting, and it's funny because they didn't actually say what flavour this cake is. It just says cake mix with candy pieces. I'm going to assume it's vanilla flavour. Icing does come with these sprinkles in the lid, and all you do is you just cut the foil and you sprinkle it on. But I found it's easier if you take all the sprinkles out, put them in your hand and kind of like drizzle them on, versus trying to spread them on like this, because they all come out in just clumps. I'm not a fan of this frosting, to be honest. It's very, very sweet. Oh, it's very bright. I wasn't expecting it to be that bright. Honestly, I'm no good at icing. This isn't looking very good. Let me see if I can do the inside of this. Maybe I shouldn't do the inside, I don't know. Do I have enough icing? This isn't looking good. Maybe I should have filled the center with something. So I do have a little tip which I haven't chosen to do myself. If you are icing around the sides of a cake, you want to get some greaseproof paper, cut it in a circle, just larger than the cake, cut it then in half, put the greaseproof paper on top of your cake plate, then put the cake on top. So when you ice around the sides, after you've finished icing, you can just simply like lift the edges of the cake and then remove the paper from underneath. It will stop you getting icing all over the actual cake plate, which I'm sure I'm about to do. And then you see, look, I always do this. I get little pieces of cake on my knife and then I put it back in my icing thing, and I end up with cake and icing. And if anyone's got any tips, please share it in the comment box. I'm sure I'm not the only person it happens to, or maybe I am. Maybe I am the only person. Oh dear. See, oh, should I have warmed the knife up maybe? Look, you can see the cake through the icing. Okay, so now I've got to try and get all this excess icing off with a damp tea towel. I've got more icing on the flipping counter. I don't know how that managed. I even tried smoothing it out, but it's impossible. So this might end up making the cake look even worse, but we're gonna give it a go. I don't know if I should just try and put these on the top, or whether I should try and, like, I don't know how I would even get them on the side. Tap them in just slightly. Oh, the little ducks and rabbits, actually. I didn't realise that. Oh, and butterflies. This could take me a while. I don't know how to get them on the side. But I seem to have more on the actual cake plate than the actual cake. I just push them into the side. That might cover up some of my mistakes. Okay, so I was actually trying to turn the cake around to show you a better side, but I found out there actually isn't a better side. It all looks pretty much the same. So I did buy a little pack of these mini eggs. They had a big bag, probably yay size. It was $14. This little bag here was $1.49. Now see, this is the colour of what I thought the icing was going to be. So let's see. Maybe, should I fill them in the middle? No, because then they'd just disappear, won't they? I'll just plonk them. These are really pretty colours. I think these are a little bit too bright for Easter. Like, I always think of Easter as pastel colours. So one of the interesting facts is that the story of the Easter Bunny originated from Germany, which I wouldn't have guessed that. And the art of painting and decorating eggs actually originates from Ukraine. Definitely not my forte. I hope it tastes all right. Okay, let's cut a slice. It looks pretty. So I'm going to give it a little taste test here. Let's see if it did cook properly. Oh, it feels fluffy. It doesn't look good, but it does taste good. Luckily, I've got my grandson coming round after school. Actually, what's the time? He'll be here shortly. He can take some of this home with him. So I was looking up Easter facts, and I found a couple that was quite surprising. In America, 700 billion peeps. I'll put a little picture of peeps up on the screen. They're like a marshmallowy candy that's covered in crystallized sugar. Like, it's very, very sweet. But 700 billion of them are eaten over the Easter period here in America. And 1.5 million Cadbury Easter eggs are made every single day. I thought they were going to say over the Easter period, but it's every single day. That's mind-blowing. This year I haven't eaten a single one. I normally demolish about 20 over the over the Easter period every year, but this year I haven't eaten any yet. Now, last night I watched a documentary about Switzerland. It was on YouTube, and I thought it was going to be really interesting because one of my co-workers is from Switzerland, and her and I chat all the time. She tells me little snippets about Switzerland. But this documentary was saying that they are so strict in Switzerland about certain things. And one of them is you cannot own a single rabbit or a single guinea pig as a pet. By law, you have to have two. So either 2 rabbits or 2 guinea pigs, because they are very social animals and they like to be together. They get very lonely. And I thought that was a really good law. There was another one also about not throwing your household trash in a public trash can, and they actually have trash police that walk around and hand out fines, just like parking police or parking wardens will write you a ticket if you've parked in the wrong place. So I thought that was interesting. Now, one of the things that I found out about Easter when I moved to America is that you don't get Good Friday or Easter Monday off. It is not a holiday at all. And if you work a job where you work weekends possibly, you still have to work. So it's just not a thing over here. The children, however, do, I think, get 2 weeks off. It might not even be 2 weeks, it might just be a week. I can't remember about the school system, but Friday and Monday are regular work days. I think I'll have a bit more. This is actually really quite good. This is actually my breakfast. Now, next Sunday, make sure you do tune in at 7:30 to watch our videos, because next week is my favorite video of this month. I'm not going to give you any clues though. Thank you so much for watching our videos, and if you are new here, a massive welcome. Do hit the notification bell, and if you liked, hit the like button, and please leave a comment so we can all get to know one another. Thank you so much for watching. Now I'm off to go do the dishes. Oops, you guys wasn't supposed to see this part.